Welcome back to Open Up. Um, Chris, are we doing slides or anything? Right? Billboards.
Here we
Thank
go.
you.
I want to pay special thanks to those businesses that stand with us on this show, and that includes the wonderful David Bass over at DB and Company Printing and Marketing. Companies from the smallest company to the largest. They can just handle all your marketing needs. It's dbandcompany.com, and there's the number right there, 324-2222. They're right by Happy Jacks, right behind the Fox Theater, perfectly located. Also, boy, the best way to get your car washed in a hurry, 5 minutes, cruise through car wash. And they've got 7 locations here in Bakersfield and 2 over in Lancaster. 5 minutes, you're in and out. You've got a beautiful car, a nice clean car. I've got a black one, and I'm in every day. And then Legal Shield, as we've often said, you've got insurance on everything else: your health, your house, your rental apartment, your boat, your motorcycle. But here is where, for just pennies a day, you have legal protection for the most trivial matter or the most traumatic matter if you need a lawyer and a law firm on your side. So it's LegalShieldAssociates.com/openup.
And, Don, we'd like to thank our friends over at Kern Construction and Electric Incorporated. Robert Miller is a longtime resident of Bakersfield, and he really enjoys remodeling homes and businesses. Robert can be contacted at 661-322-5554. Tthank you, Robert.
And he also enjoys jumping out of airplanes and bungee jumping from bridges. The man's a fool. No, he's
a happy one, Don.
And an adventurous spirit, I'll tell you.
Yes, Don, we're going back to our conversation with Karina Capolino.
You know, for all of you and any of you out there that really have a heart for children, we're talking about a program where you can be a tremendous help for children in need, abused children, neglected, abandoned. And we're talking about CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates. And Karina Capolino here to tell us all about it. And tell us about, now you've been with it, you're a volunteer.
Yes.
You've been with it 2 years. You're certainly an articulate and effective spokesman
Thank you.
for the program. How have you seen yourself grow, both personally and professionally, being involved in this program?
So earlier I talked about my background being in mental health. So when I made the switch into a nonprofit world, honestly, it's a whole new world out there, you know. I've been learning so much, but at first I thought I could not become a volunteer and become a CASA advocate because I'm going to want to take every child home with me. So I didn't become a CASA advocate until about 1.5 years into my position after learning and understanding the program. And a lot of times that's what a lot of people think is, I just can't do it. I wouldn't be able to handle it. But honestly, once you understand the difference in the impact that you're making in these children, you are able to do it. You are able to separate. You know, sometimes it can be emotional, but sometimes it can also be emotionally rewarding because knowing that just the difference that you're making in this child's life. So, you know, growing in this, I see myself that I really do have a heart for children, you know, seeing their innocence, like I talked about, you know, all they want is someone to play with. You know, they tell me, oh, can we play house? Can we play tag? Can we play doggies and kitties? And that's all they really want to do at the age that I'm with. And of course, we also have older youth, you know, and when they find out that we're volunteers and we do not get paid for what we're doing, that speaks volumes to them because, you know, they're just thinking, wow, you want to spend time with me. You want to come see me. So, I mean, if anyone growing up, can you imagine, you know, when you have a nightmare or something, when you wake up in the middle of the night, who do you want? You want mom and dad, you know, but sometimes mom and dad, unfortunately, is not there. So we do have people that step up, you know, we work well with DHS, you know, we're collaborating together as a group so that way this child can reach permanency. So that way the foster care system doesn't have to be a long placement for them.
Now, Karina, are you married and do you have children?
I am not. I am single and I don't have any children.
How much time is this requiring of you, let's say, per week?
We actually do it per month. It honestly depends. We visit the child once a week, so it can be an hour, but also depends on the child's age. You know, if you have a 6-month baby, what can you really do for an hour? You know, you can hold the baby for 20 minutes and see, you know, their milestones, and that's perfectly fine. But some cases can be 10 to 15 hours. Some cases can be less or even more. It just depends how active your case is.
What are the limitations or the freedoms of spiritual commitment into the lives of the children you're with?
Oh, that's excellent.
So we are not a faith-based. However, we do have many believers that are volunteers. I myself, I am a believer. And so even though I can't tell these children, you know, Jesus loves you, but I'm able to show them that love.
Yes.
I'm able to show them that there is someone out there that cares, because, you know, if we go to the Word, it does talk about how, you know, we got to take care of the orphans and the widows.
Yes.
And so even though I can't bring my Bible along to every visit, but just having them asking me, Karina, can I sit on your lap? Absolutely. You're too big to sit on my lap, but you can sit on my lap, because that's exactly what you need. You need a love from someone. And if I can give that love to them, then I'm going to go ahead and give these child that love that maybe they've never experienced or even felt before. So although we can't bring in religion, or we can't take them to our churches, and but just being there, that's showing love.
Showing it, yes.
Absolutely.
Wow, how interesting, Don. You know, I thought about this before.
Really?
Yes, I did. And I have a heart for children as well. But I have a husband, and I like to spend a lot of
It's
time.
sort of a kid himself.
Yes, as a matter of fact. He likes to do so much, and I don't get to do it all with him. Like, I didn't go on this bungee jump with him, but there were other family members that did, and he really enjoyed himself. But no, any opportunity I have with children in the community, I like to pour into their lives.
Karina, I'd be very interested if there's anything, because you are dealing in part with the legal system, with the court
Yes.
system. If there's anything about the court system that has either been discouraging or disillusioning to you, or encouraging to you about the way that our court system is functioning.
I definitely have to say the professionalism. It's great to work with these professionals, because one thing that I can say is they have the best interest in these children. You know, we work hand in hand just as much as we need social workers, and if the judge appoints us, they need us as well, because we go back and forth. You know, what is it the child need? You know, how can we help this family? You know, and it's great. And, you know, sometimes it gets a little frustrating, because we think, oh man, these children are the ones who are unfortunately paying these consequences. But if anything, I have to say, I just love working with these professionals. We definitely support and encourage one another.
How long do you plan to stay a volunteer or an advocate?
It depends on the case.
No, I mean, overall. I mean, do you see
Overall.
yourself doing this the rest of your life, or?
Well, going back to my case personally, sometimes we don't know the placement. I don't know the direction of the case that's going to be. But however, I do want to be that consistent adult. So in the state of California, by the time they're 18, that means they've aged out of the system, unless they still want to receive services.
Okay.
So, and since I am serving multiple children, I would like to stay with them as long as possible, even if it's at 18. So I don't know. It could be several years that I'm on
Okay.
this case. It
How
just
much
really does depend.
support, collaboration do you have, fellowship with fellow volunteers, and
we
you
have a
with
lot.
them and they with you, and what do you learn from each other?
Absolutely. We have what's called peer review. Because of confidentiality, you wouldn't be able to go home to speak to your family, friends, coworkers about your case, you know, because this type of work can be very emotional. And what do you do with the sadness and with the hurt? We definitely don't want you to build that up. So with that, we have a monthly peer review. So you come together. Is what I like to call a CASA powwow, because you'll be able to freely talk about your case and freely say, how do I handle this? And
CASA powwow.
if someone else went through a situation that you might be going through,
Right.
and you need advice, they can say, this is exactly what I did. And you know, there's a lot of support with your advocate supervisor. I think I bugged my advocate supervisor at least 10 times yesterday writing my court report. I said, I have a question with this and I have a question with that. And you know, and even if your advocate supervisor does not have the answer, we'll go to the program manager, we'll go to the executive director. There's always support. If you need to get a hold of them during the weekend, you have their cell phone number, you can text them, you can call them. Even after hours, we have an answering service. So you'll definitely get a response one way or another.
In your personal opinion, do you think there should be more freedom in matters of your own personal faith, just sharing, because that's so much of who you are? And if young people ask about those things, that there should be more freedom, what do you think?
Well, my personal opinion, of course, I would love to tell everybody that. However, I was speaking to another guest on this show this morning, and she had mentioned, that God gives us enough wisdom to deal with it because some of them don't understand that. Some of them maybe don't even want to believe in God. However, but it's showing our fruits, showing that love, and like I said, I would love to do it. However, not everybody would be open to that. So how can I still get that message of love across? It's by actions. It's but what am I doing? How am I portraying myself? And with those children, I am doing it. They give me before I leave. Sometimes they'll count and give me 10 hugs. So we're counting 1, 2, and this is coming from children who've never shown physical affection before. So that is a huge difference in these children. I'm saying you can give me 20 hugs, and it can be hot outside and you can be sweaty, but I will give you those 10 hugs.
Okay, Karina, we have about a minute. Is there anything, an event or anything coming up you'd like to talk about?
We do have other ways to help, and it's attending one of our fundraising events, and you can go online, kerncasa.org, or even contact our office, 631-2272, for more information, opportunities to volunteer.
Okay.
And one last question. Do you ever find that, particularly with the older children, that there are lifelong friendships that extend out of these sessions?
Absolutely. By the time they're 18, if they want to continue a friendship with a CASA, then that's the child's choice.
Okay, wow. Excellent. Her information is on the screen. Karina Capolino, she's Community Outreach Coordinator for CASA, and you can contact her at kcapolino@kerncasa.org, or as she said, 631-2272, or kerncasa.org.
Tina, what an outstanding spokesperson
I
she is.
told you, Don, we have
you.
an outstanding young lady here. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, welcome. And when we come back, Jewels of Wisdom.
Oh, boy, you bet.